Ziggity zig back with another replay, and it's not the Friday Faff, but it is just a replay, and this is sent to me by bomdagor against Lonosphere, and I was so confused, and it looked like it was it looked like a legitimate word, so I looked it up, and a Lonosphere is part of the upper atmosphere comprising portions of the mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere, distinguished by because it is ionized by solar, and then the rest of the Google entry is cut off because I can't be bothered clicking on it. So that's pretty much how I learn how I do science is, well, what's the first couple of sentences, and after that you've totally lost my interest. So the sun at the center of our solar system is a big flaming ball of, and I don't even know after that because I stopped reading. But this is going to be a replay game. Now, I have forsaken the Friday Faff for the Hearthstone Weekly of Class Act, so this is just going to be yet a different kind of, there we go, of just StarCraft replay when I get them, because I really wasn't getting them on a weekly basis. I didn't really have sort of a pent-up large collection of them, so we're just going to do something a little differently and just cast them when we get them, and then I'll come up with something clever for it that is better than this replay here. I was thinking like the replay roundup, but that sounds really corny, so we'll try to avoid the corn, and we'll get that put on a t-shirt, so there we go. But at the moment it does look like a single gas before pool is kind of interesting, but here is bomdagor with the traditional booyah. We'll put down the gateway right there up in your bits. There we go. So there's the spawning pool just there, and no expansion. So bomdagor is going to sit here and just sort of cut off this expansion as it goes. Lonosphere is moving his way up in order to get just a quick scout to find out what is going on. It's a bit of a slow scout, so it's the kind of thing that you don't usually do anything to. If you're not going to scout with your drone, then you do something safe. You do a safe expand. I mean, we're already up to 16 supply. Usually, more of an economic or an early economic build as a Zerg would be like a 14 hatch or earlier, even super hatch first. But if he's relying predominantly on this, then he's on this scout, on an Overlord scout. The time it takes for the Overlord to get up here obviously is going to be quite some time, but he's now going to move down, and oh, there we go. So bomdagor does get the pylon down on the expansion, so it's possible Lonosphere is going to try to move to a secondary location. Does not even move up to see if there's any kind of. Mostly you're looking for tech right now. So coming up here and not spying anything, this is actually. Oh man. See, if Lonosphere was really paying attention, he would move up here and spy that there were no buildings, and then possibly completely freak out. So Lonosphere is deciding not to freak out and to go with an expansion at the third. Looks like if I look at, no, what do I want? I want units killed nothing, so this probe did manage to survive. He's gonna pop up under here, so Lonosphere is still just not really finding anything. So here we go, is now gonna boogie down and notice that, booyah, yep, there we go, we've got. Oh, there we go, and the Zerglings, so does see that there is a number of buildings, or actually just the one gateway there. The cannon is coming in up behind it, but he does manage to take out that, and I think he might be able to expand behind it if he chooses to, but the problem there, here comes these three zealots, but bomdagor does know that there are Zerglings on the field now. They certainly are not speedlings by any stretch of the imagination. Gonna take the third expansion, there we go. So it is gonna be a very heavy macro game for Lonosphere, where he's just going full on for that, but if you look at the worker supply, it's actually not that much higher than bomdagor, so you didn't go full drone, because the problem is that six Zerglings up against three zealots is going to be not a very good match, but if you got your queen up in your high ground, what an awesome maneuver right there. So it's probably going to do quite a bit of damage toward these zealots, but I think, okay, he only managed to take down one, but he did build a number more zealots. This queen is putting in some serious work, and I think, yes. So no damage done by the zealots, aside from the fact that it did cause Lonosphere to make a lot more units than drones. So really, what bomdagor was helping out to do there was just to maintain a hold on his income, not really superiority, but just evenness, because now that we've got the expansion there, the game is moving slowly out. Oh no, we're working on faster. For some reason I thought we were on a slow game again. Anyway, that tells you how long this game is going to be. It doesn't really remind me, but something just did not sit in my throat right for a second there. But we do see that there is a number of Zerglings sitting here at the front, and they are probably not going to do too well up against two Zealots and a Photon Cannon, because these two Zealots are just going to wander out here, put their backs to the wall, and chop suey most of these dudes, whereas at the same time the cannon is going to be taking pot shots at them from behind. Now, if you look at what Lonosphere has got, I keep accidentally saying, I keep thinking Lonus in the back of my head, so I assume he's up against UCMOP, but for reasons other than what you might think. He's not checking the corners. I would almost expect to see a little bit of shenaniganry going on sort of outside of this, but it looks like 450 minerals going on here, so I would think to see about 3 gates pop down really fast, especially as bomdagor does not have any other gases taken right now. So there's 1 gate. There we go. There's the 3 gate. 4. So hitting up to 5 gate 1 base, because he does see this impending Zergling rush. But meanwhile, in behind this, there's some serious droning up. Oh no, wait, that was the wrong one. Why can I not remember this? A lot of droning up going on here by Lonosphere, taking double gases on the expansion. Not too worried about the 3rd, but does have a queen on each base, I think, but not an additional queen, and no real creep spread to be spoken of. This is a kind of a slow-ish game, but just really taking control. Well, not really control of the map, because what's an Overlord going to do? I mean, honestly, if Lonosphere walks out with about 3 Stalkers, if these Zerglings get caught out of position, speaking of caught out of position, this Stalker's going to go down there, but the next thing we got is yet another pylon to bridge the gap, because now that warp gate is done, the next thing we're going to see is a lot of units can now be warped in front of this wall, and to make sure that nothing happens in behind it. Burrow is on its way, as well as Metabolic Boost is just about to finish up. I'm curious to see, now that having seen that wall and the amount of buildings that are there, I would expect to see some Banelings in behind this, but that does not seem to be the case, because if you look at the EPM, booyah, we're only at about 55 seems like a small number, but here's a couple more Zerglings, and they're all going to meet up and look for these Zealots, of which Lonosphere is not sure where they are. However, what is now happening is just more Zealots, it looks like, because bomdagor, again, still just a one gas production at the moment, looking for some +1, I do believe, and here are a number more Zealots, and then a probe going with them, trying to get some pylon usage up there, but meantime, it's just a number of Zerglings right now, so really, even at about the 10-minute mark, it is just, well, Speedlings would be the upgraded units, but we're almost at +1 Zealots going to go up against Speedlings, so if you get enough Zealots moving up against this kind of thing, the army supply is actually kind of even. Here's a number of pylons warping in, so just the forward pylons trying to stay out of the range of these overlords and just staying barely under the radar is what's happening here. And there's a couple of spine crawlers there. No longer is the queen up on the high ground. There's some upgrades started up there. I think it's melee. Yeah, there's melee. Well, obviously, because, well, I don't take anything to chance, because it could be missile. You know me. If it were me, I would be upgrading missile with a bunch of Zerglings, and that would just be how it would run. Or I'd be getting, Carapace is probably not too awful, because you want to get a second one. There go the Speedlings, all heading up in that direction, but I think, yeah, there we go. They are still looking for, there we go, and now Lonosphere's seen it, and now he's coming around. He has spotted one. So now up against these, oh, he's broken it into 2 groups. That would be a good time for some force field, but I don't think bomdagor has any sentries right now, and sentries in his army is really what is going to do it here, aside from the fact that Lonosphere has broken up his army, and so this is just a mainly Zergling attack up against Zealots, and these Zealots, these +1 Zealots, are going to be able to take a large amount of this damage. They are able to take down one of the spine crawlers. Meantime, not a whole lot going on up in, so there's no counterattack right here, which is what I would almost kind of expect. These Speedlings are just not long for this world. They're taking out a number of the pylons, so there is, a little bit of chance for some reinforcements, but now these Zealots are moving into the mineral line, and they're not really helping out their brothers back here, and there's these two guys back here, and they do have a number of kills, but these Speedlings are able to pick off the ones that are out in the open. Meanwhile, the ones that have their backs to the wall are just within here, and now, oh, there we go. So all of the drones get burrowed. It's a good thing that the burrow was researched just in time there. I'm not sure if he was looking ahead to that, but I think it was probably going to be some sort of interesting quizzical roach maneuver. I'm not sure why I used the word quizzical, leaving one unit to attack this hatchery. There's no mining going on here, and it's forcing Lonosphere's hand once more. But of course, Lonosphere getting quite up into the army supply, and it is still just these zealots. So if the 3 zealot attack does not work, you know what you do? You multiply the zealots, and you come in and you try to get. Here comes probably. Oh no, that's just an observer. I was thinking that maybe a probe would come down here. It would have been a good idea to maybe bring the probe down, and oh, there we go. And the roaches are now getting regenerated as they are underground because I believe he has. I don't think you need to upgrade that anymore. I think they just automatically do that. The only thing you need to research is the actual burrow itself, because roaches just automatically do that. So I think these roaches will probably be able to clean up these zealots, but the zealots are still doing a very good job here. We're looking at +2 on the way now, and a warp prism on the way. There's a really excellent idea, because that way you can have your warp-ins on the fly, and they can't get taken out by anything other than queens. So if it were just done a little bit earlier, I think that would have really helped and probably swayed that entire battle just there. But now it's going to be full-on roaches coming up against this wall. But the wall right now is built, well, it's got 1 immortal, a second one is on the way, +2 is probably not going to be done by the time they arrive. Charge is nearly finishing, so charge against these roaches until the air starts happening, and there's the spire. So of course, if at first none of your stuff works, then oh, I don't know, GG Mutalisks, tee-hee, here we go. And now it's just going to be some kind of weird, interesting, I don't know if we're going to see any kind of micro in the form of some burrow micro, maybe. We could get lucky. But seeing as though he's not actually even burrowing at the moment. Oh, there we go. A couple of them got burrowed. Yay! Look at that. All right. Try to... Okay, burrow the weak ones. That guy's only got 58 hit points. Burrow the weak ones. So the next thing we're going to do is burrow here. I don't think you can burrow up a cliff, even though that physically makes sense. Why is he on creep? I don't think you regenerate faster on creep. But now the next thing that we're going to see here is this mothership core is going to wander around and see that, oh, is this an interesting trap? This is a very odd trap, because here come 2 stalkers over and they're going to get picked up. Oh, that's not going to go well for bomdagor, as these roaches are waiting for the overseer to die. Wow. So they wait for the overseer to die before they pop up and pop both blink stalkers, and then instead of just burrowing again, oh no, it's burrowed movement you have to research. I'm an idiot. So yeah, the recharge happens right away, and there we go. So moving into an Archon type of build, but now just all the charge lots coming down here into the main. This is what the Warp Prism was for. I obviously wasn't looking at that because I was paying too close attention to the roaches. But now the roaches are just having a little bit of, oh, they're not quite sure what they want to do. They're uncertain as to their lot in life, and here comes all these Mutalisks. Holy crap. Because if you can't win with one thing, you win with the other. And now this Warp Prism needs to get out of here, or things are going to end badly for its life. Look at the supply count. It is quite heavy in Lonosphere's favor, but here come the roaches. They're going to attack the wall again. They're going to go up against Archon and Immortal, and that is not going to go well for roaches. But the big problem now is that there are still just a number of these units left, and these Mutalisks are going to maybe think about taking out the Warp Prism, probably, maybe, a little bit, could be. Yep, there we go. Alright, so they're going to take that out, and they're at, yeah, it did not last long. Meantime, the Mothership Core is in behind these roaches, could maybe sort of push them, corral them. Yeah, mule, get on the way. Oh, underlay. That's just a number of terrible, old-fashioned corralling noises I could think of at that moment. Oh, there was an Immortal that was on the way, but then the Immortal immediately got cancelled, so that was kind of interesting. And oh, there goes the Mothership Core. That's pretty bad. So now, oh dear, bomdagor does not have much here on the way other than, oh, and these, the Archons can't get up the hill. They have to get up here and try to defend against these Mutalisks, and it looks pretty bad right now from the units and the workers killed. Bomdagor does not seem to have much left to him right now, and really needs to take an additional base. These Immortals are going to put in quite a bit of work here, but the problem there is I think they're going to get taken down pretty quickly. This one has only 2 kills. These Archons are up here trying to defend. Meantime, the Mutalisks are going to come in behind. All the Immortals go down to the charge lots, but now the Mutalisks come in against the cannons that are unpowered, and I think they're going to try to take out... Oh, no, do not take out the charge lots, because the Archons are going to destroy you with their awesome +2. Yep, there we go. So 2-2 is now just finished there. There are no upgrades on these Mutalisks. They are just pretty basic. So now it's just 27 Mutalisks being made, which is... I don't even know why. especially if you're not getting any. There's the Zerg Flyer attacks +1. Still just Archons right now. Archon charge lot, I think, but the problem with the Archon charge lot is you do not have enough gas to be doing enough against this. And once again, here are the Mutalisks up here in the main base, but bomdagor's got very little to do here, so he's just going to do a base trade. And this is going to go pretty well, especially with these 27 Mutalisks are not going to last long here. The charge lots are going to move their way down through the middle of the base, and I think bringing... Oh, it's an observer. I was hoping for a pylon to come down here, so these charge lots are going to come in here and get some work done. Taking out the third base pretty easily. Not really too many workers already there on the income tab, but... And now it looks like, yes, with the main... did not ever get redone with this attack. So with the economic damage, it's really gone quite well, despite the fact that there are a lot of Mutalisks down in bomdagor's base, but these Archons are just going to wreck this place, especially the 2-2. The +1 flyer attacks, I think, is... Nope, not quite finished, because I don't know, it was the... Where was the Spire? The Spire must have been at the third, so the Archons actually took that out. I'm sorry, I'm not paying full close attention to what's going on here. And now just wrecking all of these warp gates, trying to hope that maybe some more units can get popped in there. bomdagor does take this third and is trying to get a couple of Templar up at the same time, but now, here we go, there's no additional expansion, at least not one that... bomdagor is trying to watch and see if there was any creep here. He'd probably have a really good idea as to what was going on. bomdagor's losing out on an awful lot of... Oh, an awful lot of supply here, and it's slowly dying down, not getting any of these, so he's losing all of the workers. So the income level is definitely just 0 for bomdagor right now. But this army right now is fearsome. These 2-2 charge lot Archons, they will be able to whip through a fair number, I would have to say. Ground weapons 3? Why is... Oh... I know, because there we go. It is 2/3 of the way done, but now the base is going to fall, so there's no base left here for bomdagor, and all he needs to do is wander over here, so he's just trying to look for these additional buildings, not able to do anything about this. He's just trying to continue looking with this observer, cannot find it all, does not see where everything is. This army is moving over... towards the west, and these Mutalisks are just slowly taking their way down. So now the problem is that Lonosphere has got eyes on anything of bomdagor's. Anything that's blue can see it, even in the fog of war. Now there's a couple of Archons still over there, and they are moving their way up, and this is when all of the Archons and all the different builds, there we go, that one army finds that, and these two guys find this over here. So bomdagor is down to one of his last few buildings, but here comes the army. After taking out that expansion, the army did manage to walk by the last of the expansions, because otherwise it's possible Lonosphere could have got back in the game. But now here is the final... Here's a bit of an interaction right here, and it's going to see what happens if the Archons do come up against these Mutalisks. Oh, there are an awful lot of Mutalisks, and I don't think this number of Archons is going to be able to do anything about it. They are going to try to stick close to the protection of an unpowered forge, but meantime... these two Archons are able to survive. So there are no other buildings that I see. The only buildings... there we go. So they're just protecting the buildings. That makes a whole lot more sense. These two Archons are not going to last very long. I don't believe they got many kills in the way of anything, but now we have this one observer is going to look around and try to see if there's anything that can go on. Meantime, I don't know that there's any drones on the field, and... Lonosphere does have the money to grow larvae from this one and do something about it, but meantime there is one probe remaining, but no nexus, so there's nothing here that bomdagor can do. bomdagor can only attack this army, rebuild his... Oh, I guess he did have enough money. What? Okay, I was looking at supply. That was wrong. I should not have been looking at supply, I should have been looking at money, but Lonosphere is also going to have enough to get some drones. And there goes another drone. I'm not sure where he's headed. He's probably going for another secret base. So what is now going to be is a battle of the secret expansions. But what we have here is these 3 remaining buildings is all that bomdagor has. These zealots are going to move their way out, and they are no longer under the protection of the Archons, so they might all die. Oh, 5 charge lots, 5 2-2 charge lots, and you want to keep those guys. This is a problem. Here is this observer, and I don't think... No, you can't see what's about to be placed. You only see that on your own, so he can't see that there is a base about to go there. bomdagor also does not... Oh, no, he does know about this, because he's got the observer there. These Archons are going to try to Get rid of a couple more. There's a 15, 18 kill. 15, 16, and 18 kill. But meantime, here is this observer is also looking around, and I think bomdagor has not found... Oh, has not found the expansion down here, but he does have this northern one with only a small amount of income right now on the way. There is enough money for a couple of pylons, but the problem there is that, oh dear, does take out that gateway. So these mutalisks are slowly coming in here and taking out these units, and there's so little left. Oh, and the forge is gone, so bomdagor is really, really in a top spot at the moment. There's not a whole lot. Well, aside from the fact there is one zealot who's over here just picking this off as best he can. If you look at bomdagor's view, yep, this is pretty much all he's got at the moment. And here come the mutalisks. And I honestly think if they just come in here, and if you do a focus fire on each of these archons, you might lose. I mean, you'd lose some of them, but not all of them. Look, they're almost all full. Now is the time. You got to strike. If you don't strike, you've just got. There's no chance. Well, I mean, there's still a chance if you don't strike now, but you could end the game. I still think you could end the game right now. If you just came in, did an attack, hit them up, I think he's A-moving. Focus fire, right-click on something. You have a ridiculous number. You have 3 by... Now, how much is one page? 3 8s, 24... 29. 29 mutalisks up against 4 archons. I don't quite know what he's afraid of, because it's not that there's anything behind this that you need to protect with. I mean, there's nothing that's being produced right now. The archon, there's no probes being produced. Alright, we're down to 24, so that just killed another 5. There's an 18, 12 kill, 16, 25 kill. There we go, we'll call him Lucifron. And now, oh, they're going to move a little further. If you look at the income is still pretty low, but it looks like Lonosphere is actually going to work a little bit on... What is he working on? I would assume he'd be working on drones. Is he not working on drones? Doesn't appear to be. He's got enough for it. I'm mining, bro. Yeah, but you're also not doing a good... Okay, so now he's going to try to talk him through this. So here we come with the... Oh, the Archons, and it's still just kind of a micro battle, and why are you boxing? What? You do realize... Oh, the splash damage... Dude, learn to use your mutes. If you put them into a large ball, and then expand and attack... Alright, so you still have the 24 mutalisks. What? Because bomdagor only sees this base. He does not see this base down here. Oh, there we go. Now they're explaining. Bottom left. Okay, so there goes the observer right away. Alright, fair enough. Then he comes in, and he still comes in again. How many now? 23! I don't understand why bomdagor isn't just making a couple of probes, because it's not that he's going to need the 100 gas for anything. Well, I suppose he could make 2 Templar, but the problem there, here we go, coming in again, the problem with making 2 Templar is he doesn't have all the resources for making Templar, so the only thing that he can currently do, you know I won. Well, if you won, then just hurry up and win. I mean, granted, Bomb isn't doing much with his time at the moment, which I'd really like to see... Oh! I'd really like to see Probe come out. Uh-oh. Oh, I love that. 1 single Zealot goes away. A 2-2 Zealot on his way down to try to fight this off, to try to do something about it. Still only 23 Mutalisks remain. Ooh. No, not quite, not quite. Still trying to bait them out. A couple more drones on their way down. Here comes a Zealot, and this Zealot is about to do some work. Hero Zealot, 5 kills. He just came down here. Come on. Oh, more. 6. The drones are putting in some work. It did a little, but I don't know. He's still mining, and here come two more. So all right, so he's mining down here, but bomdagor does have eyes on the whole thing. These overlords, oh man, you'd think you'd spread out these overlords to a number of different locations, but you probably got to know that there's not many other options that bomdagor has right now with the amount of money that he's got. So, what really worries me here from Lonosphere's play is how he keeps packing his mutalisks as close together as possible. He seems really proud of that. And of course, under the guise of not having anything else there go two more. Two more zealots moving over. I'm not really sure where this observer is going to go. I think the observer is probably just going to hit over at the corner and hopefully be able to... Oh dear! Here they go! So they did get picked up. They did get picked up by the overlords, and so now Lonosphere does know that these are two... Oh, there we go. So there's only that left. So a great game from bomdagor. Hey, he's only got the one building left. This may be... Is this going to be a bomdagor loss? I'm so interested. Oh! I would like... First, I'd like to see that in slow motion, but I would like to point out that I mentioned several times that Lonosphere really needs to separate his units. That was... Oh, here we go, and it's a drone attack! It's a drone attack! These four Archons are on the way. Oh, man. There's only one building left. That's what needs to happen. How many mutes? Well, let's see. 26 kills on that one. 19 kills on that one. 35. That was 23 mute. As long as I was counting, that was 23 mutalisks all at once. And look at all these units that are sitting in close to each other. Yay! Oh! You gotta be kidding me. Come on. 300, 200, 200. No, you can't possibly do this to me if you had made a... If you had just made a pylon. 51. Now the Archons are trying to give the Nexus a group hug just to make him feel better about things. Here we go. So now we're into speedlings, more speedlings. You can just hear Lonosphere say, "Oh, screw this game." Oh man, that wasn't a rage quit. I think that was a table flip. I think he just yanked the cord out of the wall, and I know he's probably got wireless, but he yanked the wireless router power cable out. Okay, that's what happened. So, lesson learned: don't clump your mutalisks together when you're up against 2/2 Archons, you fool. So anyway, this is just going to be a random replay. Oh, there we go. Maybe it's just going to be a random replay. I'll think of something better than that. Leave me a comment down below. Send me an email, ziggityzig@gmail.com. You can send me replays, SC2 replays, because I will still cast them, and they will just go up whenever. That's the new bottom line, is whenever, because Friday is now being used for Hearthstone. Okay. You can also follow me on Twitter at ziggityzig. The 45 kill Archon. Oh man, imagine having 27. Oh, I got 27 kills as an Archon, and the other three are like, 27. Whatever. And there's UCMOP. Alright, stay tuned.